Hey everybody, this is Joe. I'm going to do a little demonstration on some more TexTack material. I have a couple questions about overlapping, distressed, stretching, shadow effects, things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and just show you some of the things that I've started creating, and we'll go ahead and press it and you can see what it looks like. So the first one I'll do is we'll do a distress pattern. So as you can see, I've already kind of cut out this here. You can see I already cut and weeded some material out. So let's go ahead and put this here. I did a little flame thing here, a little tribal art. So we'll go ahead and put this here. I'm not going to make everything lined up perfect. We just want to see if we can get a desired effect. So on this one, someone wanted to know, if you do the crinkle effect, can you just do a single layer and make it look distressed? So that was one of the questions that I had about this material. So I'm going to go ahead and choose a solid color so we can see what it looks like. And we'll do purple. I think we'll do some purple on this. So I'm going to take a piece of purple and we're going to place it over this. But to do that distress look, we want to crinkle it. So I'm going to go ahead and just smash it up a little bit. Okay, that should be good enough. So we're going to go ahead and put this over this here. And I'll put a cover sheet to help hold it down. We'll press that for a good 10 seconds. And remember, on the foils, it's a cold peel. So we want to let this cool off, and what I do to speed up my process is I have a piece of metal right here on my laser engraver, so I go ahead and I use this to help cool off the material. Okay, so we're going to go and pull this off. See, it came off here. And the point of this was to get this distressed look. If you can see this here. It looks like it has some cracking in it. And that's what they want to know. They want to know, hey, if we just did a single color, would it look distressed? And it does. It just gives this crack look. So normally what we would do is we'd put another layer of foil down over it, and that other color would fill in all these little cracks. But she didn't want to do that. She just wants to know if it looks distressed this way without putting another color, just using the background color. And it does. And so I'll go ahead and do a wash test, and we'll see what it looks like when we're done doing that. Another question that we had was about doing an overlap. Will TexTack material overlay over foil again? And this is something I never tried, so we're going to go ahead and try it right now. And so I just created some text that says overlap. I'm going to go ahead and press this one here. I'm going to press that. Peel this off, and we need to pick a color of foil. Let's go ahead and see what we got here. I'll use some of this holographic stuff here to do the outside. Or maybe not. Let's try to pick them with more color. Yeah, let's try another one. I'll do this gold one. This gold holographic. So I'm going to cut a little bit off about a little bit of that. Put this over that right here. And we're going to go ahead and cool this off. Fill this. So, what we have here, brush this off. What we have here is we have the first part of the overlap. And if you ever see little flakes like this on the material, they will just wipe right off. You can just wipe it off and the little flakes will come off. So you don't worry about that. Because there's no material for it to stick. It's just a foil, little piece of leftover foil. You can scratch it right off. Okay, so now I have the next piece, which is the overlap. I'm going to try to put this right over this one. It has a slight overlap on it. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on here. Make sure it all lines up. Okay. And now I'm going to heat press this over this foil, and then we're going to put another layer of foil down. And we'll see how it works. So now we need to pick another color. Let's go with something, I don't know. Let's go with something solid. We'll go with a pink right here. Cut a little piece of pink off. So I'll get this little piece of pink off right here. Put this down over this. And I'm not really sure what's going to happen. We'll see if it works. Or see if it fails. Okay, same thing. I'm going to take it over here and try to cool it off a little bit quicker. I mean, you really want the foil to be cool before peeling it off. Okay. Let this down and we'll peel it and see what happens. So it looks like it took pretty good. You can see there's a gold with a pink like a gold holographic with a pink inside. And what we'll want to do is I'll want to wash this and make sure I don't have any problems. So, so that looks pretty good. Try to look it up really, let's see if you can see really close if there's any issues. But no, it looks pretty good. And it's very, very thin, so that's another good thing. So it doesn't give a really rough hand. It's really, really soft. And it's got some stretch to it, which is good. A lot of people ask about the stretchiness to it, and so it's got some stretch. So I'll give this a wash, and we'll take some pictures of it and see what it looks like later on after the wash. Okay, another question I had was about, or I received was about creating a shadow effect. And since this material is more of a clear, it can cast like a shiny background shadow. So this is just, we're just going to see how this looks. I'm going to press this piece really quick. Peel that off. And as you can see, it, like I said, it leaves that little shadow effect. So what we're going to do is we're going to put foil on this and actually cast a real shadow on it if possible. To do this one, I'm going to use another type of foil. Looks very much like it looks like an oil spill, kind of. So we're going to give this one a try. Cut a piece about that big. I'm going to put this over the shadow. And since I cut off a piece kind of big, like I said, I want to be able to keep as much material as possible. So I'm just going to cover the shadow part here, and so I'll still be able to use all this for something else. So go ahead and do that. Throw the cover sheet down. I'll cool this off. Give this a peel. So we got the first part. Like I said, if there's any extra little flakes, you can just brush those off when you wash it. They'll all come off. All the parts that aren't sticking to the foil will come off. So just brush all this any extra foil off. And we have this kind of look right now. And it's just different type of color foil. But what we want to do is I want to put this little shadow piece right here. And we're going to see how this looks. I'm going to overlap it just a tad. Okay, so all I did was put a little piece that I made, like a little shadow backdrop on it, a little drop shadow on it. So what I did was, as you can see right here, there's a slight, and it's kind of hard to see, but there's a drop shadow on it right there. And I could leave the material just like that with nothing on it. So you can kind of see that there's a little shadow. And you know, some people like to do that, like real faint looks on their design, like on a shirt. But we can either leave it like that, or I could take another piece of foil and put it over it, and it'll stick to wherever the TexTack material is. But what I really want to do is I wanted to wash this to see if I have any problems with this carrier, I'm sorry, with the TexTack material without any covering on it, like without any foil on it. So instead of me putting a layer of foil on it, I'm just going to leave it just like that and give it a wash and see how well it works. Okay. Another thing someone asked me was about stretchability. So I just created this little design here. It says stretch with a little guy dancing on it. I'm going to go ahead and put this on here. And I'm going to press that down. So what we have here is, I don't know if you see the glossy part. That part we're going to put some foil over it. Not sure what color. I'm going to pick another color. How about, since it's black, we'll do this. We'll go ahead and do the holographic like I was going to do before. We'll do this piece of material right here. Long enough, tall enough, looks good. So I'm going to take this piece of material, over the whole thing. Press it for 10 seconds. Take this and cool it off. Turn this off. So now we have this look right here. See this? It's like a three-dimensional, like little holographic balls and stuff in there. And like I was saying, here I notice there's a little part of the H that's got some foil on it. If you go like that, the foil will just come off. We want to get out. That's because there's no tackiness material there. So anywhere there's no tackiness, the foil will come off. And like I said, the cooler it is, the better it is. When you peel it off, if it's cold, if the garment's cold, it won't leave that material, but it'll still come off if you just wipe it down. So anyways, the purpose of this demonstration here was about stretchability. And this is only, I think this is a cotton, I'm not even sure, it's not 100% cotton, but it's a cotton mix, and so it has some stretchiness to it. And what people really want to know is, will it stretch? So if you did this on a tank top or something that's got some stretch, it does stretch. So, I don't know how much you want to stretch it, but you can stretch it out. And the thing is, you get no cracking. So, that's a good thing. So another thing I'll do is I'll want to put this on other materials. Like this is like a cotton blend, but we'll want to see what will it look like if we put it on a piece of spandex or something like that, nylon. So we'll do some more testing to see what it'll look like, or if it'll stick to other materials.